Hello everybody, welcome to Nethack Nights. My name is Casey, and as you may or may not have seen, the past couple weeks we're working on a series I'm calling the Nethack Nights side quests, which is where, normally we play Nethack, the roguelike game from 1987, but I've been playing some different games that are descendants of Rogue, also roguelikes, but generally games that are closer to Rogue and Nethack. The roguelike term has become pretty broad. There's a lot of things that just have permadeath or procedurally generated levels, or some combination of the two of those things, and are considered roguelikes as a result. But I've been trying to check out games that have some similarities with Nethack that we can kind of compare and contrast. And this week we are playing a game called Brogue. So let's jump right into it. Played this on Tuesday and do not have a game going right now, so we'll start from scratch. But as you can see, Brogue is tile-based, if you didn't watch on Tuesday. Or sorry, not tile, it's ASCII-based as well. There is a tile version that we checked out in the previous episode, so you can go check it out on the YouTube channel. But I'm going to play the ASCII version again tonight. It does really beautiful things with colors, and you're set in these kinds of... it says it's Dungeons of Doom when you come in, just like it is in Nethack, but it's a very cave-like atmosphere. You run into these like treasure rooms from time to time, but overall, I would say the rooms, by and large, feel more cavernous and more natural than kind of Nethack's main quest, which the main corridor of dungeons that you go down in the first 20 levels or so is very dungeon-like and lots of rectangular rooms and stuff. So, one nice thing about Brogue is that it has an auto-explore key, so we're going to start using that to explore the dungeon. It'll stop for us automatically when we see things of interest that we might want to pay attention to. But the first couple levels, it's usually pretty safe, as far as I can tell, to just kind of auto-explore your way through most of the level until you find things that you need to fight. It's a good way to pick up a lot of items and just get through the beginning of the game. The game doesn't have any experience system. I did some reading last night and earlier today, and it actually used to have an experience system, which I remember playing when it first came out. I remember that being a part of the game, just kind of standard, very Nethack and roguelike. But that was taken out at some point, and as a result, there's no real impetus to fighting creatures. Creatures don't drop corpses or items in general in this game. Monkeys and a few other creatures can pick up items, but for the most part, actually, I guess I've seen a few different creatures drop items, but by and large, they don't drop things as frequently as creatures in Nethack do, and so there's no huge purpose to clearing out enemies from levels, except for kind of making areas safer for you to be able to explore. So stealth is also a pretty big component in the game. You can see we have a stealth range. Its stealth range 4 is pretty low, but it gives you a sense of how well enemies can see you and whether or not you can kind of take them out without them hurting you. So if you can catch a monster before it's in hunting mode, whether it's sleeping or wandering, you can actually just kill it in one hit. But also, if you just are stealthy enough and you have the right conditions and you have the right dungeon layout, you can kind of just wander around and not fight certain things. And as long as you don't mind leaving them up in the dungeon in general, it can be also a pretty valuable strategy. So for now, we're early in the game and these creatures are all pretty weak, and as long as we don't fight 3 or 4 of them at a time, we can just kind of dispatch them pretty easily. So let's keep exploring. Try to finish off level 1 here. That kobold is still wandering. It hasn't seen us yet. Might be able to... Yep, cool. So we can see you dispatch the kobold, catching it unaware. So that's pretty handy when you can pull that off. Stealth is definitely very valuable. See if we can sneak up on this rat. Oh, no, we woke up. That's fine. Like Nethack and like Rogue, it has potions and scrolls as kind of the main sort of magic consumables. Wands and staves cast magic, and actually in this game, wands and staves regenerate charges over time. It's pretty slow. It's like frequently 300, 400, 500 turns. But the fact that they recharge at all is pretty cool. It can be really useful. So up to this point, we've got there's only one class in the game. There isn't a multi-class system like in Nethack. So in this case, you just start with a +0 dagger and leather armor every time you play, and then usually you start with some darts. And I think you always start with some darts and 1 piece of food. But other than that, we found 3 potions, 3 scrolls, and a wand. And once we get a little bit further into the dungeon, we're actually going to start testing some of these items, because while there are scrolls of identify, there aren't a lot of other systems in the game to discover like what items are safe to use and what they are. So you just kind of have to use them in ways that, at times and in environments that you can safely use them in a way that they won't hurt you if they're harmful. And it can be kind of tricky, but if you get lucky, it can really pay off. And the fact that you don't have to wait for finding like an altar or, you know, rely on having a pet stay alive, things like that, it can be pretty powerful. So these eels are kind of giving us trouble. I'm actually going to back up and heal, but we'll see if we can get through this water without... Oh, geez, there's 3 of them now, and they're surrounding me. Okay, let's get out of the water. I would really like to fight this one. There we go. Oh. Alright, let's back up and let's try to sleep. Rat came in the room. We'll come in this corner here. It's dark, and we will regain most of our health before that kobold came into the room. So it's still wandering. It's gonna go away, so we'll finish resting. Maybe. Nope, nope. It came up to us. Okay, that's fine. All right, now we've regained pretty much all of our health. So like the auto explore key, you also have Shift Z is to just rest until something happens, or up to 100 turns, and that is the most reliable way to regain health. Just like in Nethack, just, you know, over time you have a certain regen rate that you can affect with different items. There are also these things called blood wart pods, which if you pop them, they'll kind of release a healing gas. And if you stand in that gas, your regeneration rate grows to a very high rate. So those can come in handy if you're kind of in trouble. I'm going to throw a dart at this monkey. Maybe too far away now, yeah. That monkey stole my food, so I'm going to go get it just in case I get... I'm already at half nutrition, so I would like to... There it is. There's my food, okay. And we found a potion. Search works kind of differently in this game. It searches the entire room you're in, so basically just like flood fills the room with the search effect and touches all of the walls in the room. So you don't need to like go kind of grinding up against the corners of the room like you do in Nethack. It is possible that you will fail the search check even if there's a hidden door. It just depends on your stats. I'm not sure if I think wisdom is a stat in this game, and I would assume that wisdom is what affects that. But it can be pretty useful to do some searching to try to find hidden items in rooms, and traps as well. This is a very dark room with no apparent purpose. I'm not finding any hidden doors or anything, so maybe just nothing, I don't know. Go down here, and then I think we've almost explored the whole level. Just gonna check that out for me. Okay. One thing you can also do, which is pretty handy, is if you discovered the up or down exit. I mean, usually you've discovered the up exit, although if you could fall into a level from a trap or something. If you've discovered an exit, you can press the symbol that the exit is represented by. So in order to go to the downstairs, we can just press the greater than symbol, and it targets that. And then if you press it again, it will start heading towards that until something happens to interrupt it. In this case, a rat came into our field of view, and so we can fight that, but then we can resume our path. And actually, one thing is that it goes down the stairs for you, which is a little bit annoying, but what you could do is actually just use the first greater than symbol to, you know, show the map, and then I think you can... Oh, no, I guess you can't. Yeah, so it just takes you down the stairs, but that's fine. It's not a huge deal. I just usually like going to the stairs and then kind of preparing to go down to the next level, but, you know, whatever. It's not a huge... It could be worse. And I can always use my mouse to manually target a spot that I want to fast travel to, so... Sarah says this game should be called the Purple People Eater. There's a lot of purple and pink in this game. I kind of like that. It's not a color that you see a lot, especially in these kind of old school games. They're usually running on like a real console that has limited colors. And Brogue looks like a text game, but I'm pretty sure it's using like a graphics engine with kind of graphical tiles represented by. It might be using text. I don't know, but I mean you can't select it or anything. It's an actual whatever engine it's built on top of. It's rendering the text within its graphics capabilities, so it has access to all these cool colors and animation features and things like that. So there is a wooden barricade in front of this treasure room, and we see some rings in that room. But in order to get into that room, some weapons too, a war pike and a rapier. In order to get into that room, we're going to need to burn down the barricade, and the easiest way to do that is with an incendiary dart, but we haven't found any of those yet, so it's possible that we could have a potion that could ignite it, but we also don't know which potion is the, potion of fire or whatever, so we'll come back to that and hope that we find an incendiary dart on the level, and if not, we might need to do some potion testing to try to figure out what some of these things are. Okay, that was a bloat. I should have realized that was what that was. So it's currently sending deadly gas through the room. We're just going to back up and come upstairs, and eventually that gas will wear away. And we don't need to wander around inside of it, letting it kill us. Let's heal back up, and the gas should be gone by now. Yeah, okay. So generally I want to throw darts at those bloats. I just wasn't really thinking about the bee. I was playing some Nethack earlier today, and bees are blobs, okay, we found some more leather armor. It could be better than what we have, but it also could be worse than what we have. It could be, enchanted or cursed, basically, so I'll just hold off on doing anything with it for now. Javelins are helpful. I think they're basically just better than darts. Let's see. So darts carry bonus of plus 0.5. Javelins, my strength isn't 15, so I'm taking a penalty for using them. But I will do more damage than my dagger with it by 24%, even though it's a 37% accuracy loss. Whereas darts are actually less powerful than my dagger, but more accurate. So, just something to keep in mind. We can use the javelins. You don't need to quiver things to throw them in this game. There's no fast fire as far as I know. So you just generally you just throw things with the throw command and then choosing an item. It's not a huge deal. Well, this is a candlelit altar. I'm not sure what that's for. Actually, I haven't seen one of those before, so I'm going to come back to it. It might be that I can do something with it, or it might be that it's going to hurt me in some way. But hi, John. How's it going? Okay, so here's another treasure room. It's behind an iron door. It's locked. We need a key. It might be that key is actually inside the treasure room with the barricade. It might be that we maybe can get it elsewhere, so we'll have to find out. This is a goblin conjurer. They're kind of dangerous. They summon these spectral blades, which they don't hurt for a lot, but they can just summon a lot of them. But the nice thing is that as soon as you kill a conjurer, all the blades that it summoned disappear. So it's pretty helpful. All right, we found the downstairs exit, which is good. Let's try to take out these monkeys without getting into too much trouble. This one's running away from us. Nice. And that monkey actually was carrying the door key, so that's why that's probably why it was running away from us. So that's really good. We can get into the first treasure room, or so the second one we found, the one that's not blocked by a barricade. We feel weak with hunger, so let's go ahead and eat the food that we have, and then we'll actually get to pick up another one. So yeah, since there's no experience in this game, the only way to really progress as a character is to find better equipment. It's just the way you have to do it, but the real limitation there is that better equipment requires more strength in general. I mean, if you get a ring or other magic item, it's good to get special wands for certain parts of the game and stuff like that. But to get better weapons and armor, you need more strength, and you start at strength 12, and and the only way that I know of to increase your strength is to either get equipment that increases your strength, like a ring or something like that, or to drink potions of strength. So we really need to figure out what the potion of strength is out of all the possible potions. And we have enough different... we can probably kill this eel, right? Oh god, I did not mean to do that. Okay, the eel can't come for us over here, so let's go ahead and pop this bloodwort seed, and we'll rest. Okay. That is a pit bloat. So the pit bloat is actually interesting. It creates a hole underneath it where it explodes. So this is actually a good time while it's over that lake. I'm going to go ahead and throw a dart. Okay. So it just kind of exploded while it was on top of the lake and created a hole right there. But what was I saying? Oh, so we need to increase our strength. So what I'm going to do is actually come into this room, and I'm going to start trying to identify things by using them. And it's pretty dangerous, but it will be good if I can discover what some things are. So what I have learned is that the enchant item scroll is the most common. So it's not... We don't have a huge sample size, but it's possible that K, because we have 2 of them, is enchant item. So let's try reading one of the other scrolls. Let's read E. And of course, that's a scroll of enchantment. So it's kind of a bummer to get a scroll of enchantment this early and to use it, because this equipment that we're using, we don't necessarily want to use for much longer. What I can do is actually use it on the banded mail that we found, the one that requires strength 15. And as you can see now, the banded mail requires strength 14. So enchanting it brought down the level requirement. But it's still to the the penalty for wearing a strength 14 requirement while you have strength 12 is so high that my armor rating would actually be lower. It would be 2 instead of 3 for wearing this banded mail right now. So I need to find that potion of strength. Let's go ahead and use one of the other single scrolls that we have. That's a scroll of aggravate monsters. Hopefully the good news here is that we have cleared out most of this floor, and so it shouldn't summon too many troublemakers for us. But I'm going to take a look around just briefly and see. I don't see anything coming for me, so I'm going to go ahead and go back into this room. The reason I'm going in this room is that it's a small room and it doesn't have any grass in the ground. So if I find if I start drinking potions and the potions are they ignite me on fire, it'll create a fire in this room, and I can just run away from this room and run to the water that's nearby. So let's go ahead and give one more scroll a try. That was a scroll of protect armor, so it gave our leather armor a boost, which is not great. Let's go ahead and just try a potion. So we're going to drink a black potion. It's potion of hallucination. We can just rest. As you can see, when you get a status effect, you get a bar in the below your nutrition, and the hallucination effect we can just kind of sleep off, basically. Although there is something approaching. We don't know what it is because we're hallucinating still, but we can assume it's something... Okay. It wasn't a vampire bat because that was what we saw when we killed it, but... let's hope it's something that's not too much trouble. And... Okay, it was an acid mound. Or no, it wasn't an acid mound. That was, again, what we were seeing as a hallucination. But we managed to catch it unaware, so it didn't know we were hiding down here in the corner. So, okay, let's try one more potion. Let's drink the turquoise potion. That's a potion of detect magic, which is actually really useful here, because we have that key that I forgot to use, and it shows us which things are blessed and cursed on the level. And so we know this this item here is cursed, but all of these are blessed, and this item here is cursed, but everything else is blessed. So while we've got this chance, let's go ahead and just go over to the locked room and open it up. And so we're not going to take the Wand of Empowerment, but we could take a Staff of Obstruction, we could take a Splint Mail. Oh, that's a very high requirement piece of armor. A Flail, Wand of Polymorphism, and a Staff of Lightning. I think the Wand of Polymorphism is probably the best chance we have here. It's just kind of a good I mean, I don't know for sure. I've never used one in Rogue, but in NetHack, it's kind of a good, like, I guess what I would call an oh shit button, which is just kind of like when you're in trouble and you're just kind of using things in your inventory to try to get out of a jam. Wand of Polymorphism, if you're fighting something that's weak, you could polymorph it and make it much stronger, much scarier. But if you're about to die, it's likely that it's because you're about to die to something really scary, especially in the mid to late game. And so being able to polymorph it into something smaller, or just something that won't be able to attack you, or that you have better equipped way to deal with or whatever, it can get you out of some trouble spots. So nothing else there was really great anyway. So we still don't have the incendiary darts to get into that other treasure room, which is a shame. But I'm gonna drink one more potion and try to figure out if I can find. That's a potion of invisibility. This one is a potion of life, which does increase our maximum health. So it's okay, even though we were at full health. It's not a big deal. The white potion. Let's drink that. Potion of telepathy. Because there's a monkey around the corner. And we don't have any other non-cursed potions. So I'm gonna wait on those. But what about these 2 scrolls? That's a scroll of identify. Okay. So let's go ahead and find out if there's anything special about this aluminum wand. Or no, we can zap that to find out what it is. Let's find out what's going on with the banded mail. It's a +2 banded mail of dampening. It has an intrinsic enchantment of +2, and because we know that now, we can put it on because it'll actually make our armor 1 effect better, even though we have a very strong penalty with it right now. And wearing it because of the dampening effect, when worn, it will safely absorb the concussive impact of any explosions, although you could still be burned. So that's really cool. We're going to put that on. Oh, no, it says we have armor 0. Interesting. I guess it was showing us the... I guess it was showing us the effect. Oh, we hadn't finished putting it on yet. Okay. I forgot that when you put equipment on, it actually shows you this progress bar as a status effect, and your armor changes as that armor happens. So now you finished putting that armor on, our armor is 4, so that's good. It's only 1 better than our previous armor, but it's only going to get better from here. So let's go ahead and... I don't think we have a good target, unless we can find an eel to zap. We don't have a good target to zap with our wand right now, which is really the best way to find out what something is. Ah, there's a kobold. Okay. So let's go over to where the kobold is. We can see around the walls to where it is because we have the telepathy still. Okay, and then let's apply the aluminum wand. It is a wand of plenty. I've never seen one of those before. So this wand can actually clone an enemy or ally. We don't know how many charges it has, but obviously cloning an enemy is not ideal. But if we manage to pick up an ally sometime soon, which you can free creatures from captivity, and it gives you a way to gain pets. They're not really pets, but they act like pets from NetHack, so I call them pets. You can clone one, I guess, which is pretty cool. I've never seen that before. Let's go ahead and check out this altar. I don't know what it's going to do, but it might be really cool, so let's go ahead and step on it. It doesn't seem to do anything, actually. Okay, it just set dressing, I guess, which is fine. We still have no way to get into that other treasure room. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we went over this a little bit on Tuesday, but for anybody who missed that, these treasure rooms that you find throughout the game, there are all these these pedestals with special items on them, and when you pick one up, it puts a cage on top of all the other ones, so you can't pick them up. But you can actually go and put the item that you took back down at any point in the game, unless it's a key, in which case, because you'll use the key when you open the door. But if it's an item that doesn't get used up, you can actually put it back down on, like if I go over here and I drop the Wand of Polymorphism, then I can step away and all of these other items are available, which is pretty cool because you can actually take something, like if you find a Ring of Regeneration and it's pretty good, you take it, but then you find a better Ring of Regeneration or even just another one on the next floor, you can actually go back and put the one you found back onto the pedestal and then pick a different item, which is really cool to have that kind of like hedging. You're not going to like screw yourself by finding, just randomly happening to find an item of the same properties, 10 turns later or whatever. I really like that a lot. It's really distracting having all these creatures on the map, but it's cool that we can see we've got an eel to deal with, we've got a decent number of kobolds, one goblin conjurer, and a toad over here on the right side of the map. So we'll auto-explore for now. And okay. The eel is on dry land for some reason. Oh, I think it's the eel that fell down the pit that we created earlier. It was in the water, and it fell onto water, so it's unable to do anything. And we can just kill it. There's the goblin conjurers coming for me right now, so I need to be careful of that. But okay, I'm already at 40% health. Is there anything that we want to use here? Not really. Okay, we're gonna have to drink a potion. I should have been more careful, but I am in trouble here, so let's drink a potion, and it doesn't say what it was because we died before we actually got to use it, so that's fine. We made it to level 4, which is basically, level 4 is where it starts to actually get difficult, and I was doing okay, but I didn't really have any equipment that had set me up for success, so I was kind of at risk anyway. And the Conjurer can be pretty brutal. I should have been positioning more carefully, but I was busy just kind of hacking at an eel on the ground and wasn't really paying attention, so that's my fault. Okay, we can take out these kobolds. If we can sneak up on them, that would be nice. Nope, we woke it up. That's fine. This one's still sleeping for some reason, so we'll take care of that. Okay, we killed that kobold. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention on tonight's stream, I mentioned it a few weeks ago, but I was kind of on I wasn't really sure my plans yet. There's an event coming up in September called the Roguelike Celebration. There have been a couple conferences over the years for people who develop roguelikes, but some people in San Francisco wanted to put together an event for people who play the roguelikes and who are interested in the games. And it might be that you're interested in the game design aspect of it and the technical details of it all, but just for people who like to play these kinds of games, they wanted to put together like a cool get-together. So it's taking place on Saturday, September 17th. It's going to be at the Eventbrite office, which is kind of having an event at the Eventbrite office is very meta. But you can actually RSVP on their website. If you go to roguelike.club, it's the website for the actual event. Saturday is going to be a day full of talks and strategy and people trying out games and talking about speedruns, and they've already got a list of some people who are coming as far as speakers. They've got 2 of the original developers of Rogue, which is pretty awesome. It's people who made Dwarf Fortress, Nick Montfort, who talks a lot about old school games, and he wrote a book about interactive fiction, and is interested in procedural stuff in general. The developer of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, which I played a few weeks ago, is apparently coming, which is pretty cool. And designers of a few other games, Kingdom of Loathing, which is an online RPG sort of thing, and designer of Caves of Qud. I don't know how to say that, but it's a game in early access on Steam that's got some roguelike elements, and it has an ASCII sort of vibe to it. So, yeah, they're asking for more presenters. They're interested in what to do. They got their code of conduct all figured out, and sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I did go ahead and get my ticket to this. I'm probably gonna go. I haven't booked plane tickets or figured out lodging or anything yet, but I am really hoping to get to go. That's kind of my plan. And I've actually never been to San Francisco except for a job interview, during which I flew in, got up at the hotel in the morning, went straight to an office, interviewed for 8 hours and then drove to an airport. So I'm excited to see the city a little bit and be in the area and meet people. So let me know if you're going to come. roguelike.club is the URL. Check it out, and I hope to see you there. But anyway, I just wanted to do that while I was thinking about it, because I totally was going to forget otherwise. We're exploring level 1 of this new role, and Auto Explorer will take care of a lot of this for us. Okay, we found a rapier. We need more strength to be able to use it. But that's everything on level 1, so that was pretty fast. There's no treasure rooms or anything on this floor, which is kind of disappointing. I don't know that you get one frequently on level 1, but I had a few runs in a row that had one, so I don't know. This rat woke up, so we can go ahead and try to kill it. The kobold is sleeping, but we can probably sneak up on... Oh, it woke up. Okay, and the war axe. The war axe is really good, but it has a strength requirement of 19, so it's going to be a while before we can use it. Let's keep exploring for now. There's something in the water, I guess probably an eel, but... Another monkey we can kill in its sleep, which is helpful. Whoa, okay. There's a huge pack of jackals here. There are 5 of them and a kobold. They're all sleeping. I don't think I can... I doubt I can sleep up on them. Yeah, they all woke up, but the good news is with jackals, they don't really have very much intelligence, so what I can actually do is back into this hallway and fight them one at a time. This is a pretty common strategy in Nethack in general, and it works for most creatures in Nethack. Even so, you can see our health is getting... We're already at like half health. That's fine. We got it. Some creatures, like goblins and things in this game, actually are smart enough to not come into a hallway when they know that you're lying in wait. So it can kind of be... That strategy can kind of be foiled, which is pretty... Like, it surprised me when I first realized what was going on. They wouldn't come around the corner to meet me. But it's pretty cool. And luckily with jackals, they're pretty dumb, so... Alright, we don't want to step on that trap for sure. But we do want this silver wand. I'll take a potion while we're at it. And a second potion. There should be a hidden door either here... I keep walking against the wall as if I need to in this game, which I don't. But yeah, there should be a hidden door that we haven't found, because I don't know of any other way. Oh, I guess I could probably go around from the top. So let's go ahead and let Auto Explorer take us up there. Oh, here's an eel. Okay. That eel actually gave us less trouble than eels frequently do. Yeah, we can get down here this way. And there's nothing here anyway, so not a big deal. But there could be something around this corner here. There isn't anything. We'll let Auto Explorer take us back down to the bottom left corner. And there is a scroll to pick up, which is good. But now we've explored the whole level, so let's head for the downstairs. We'll finish level 2. Kill monsters along the way. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's dead end, okay. And again, no treasure rooms. So kind of anticlimactic for this run so far. We are getting a decent number of scrolls and potions too. We have 6 potions. But very few duplicates, which you really want those duplicates because once you identify what something is, then you can use it safely and confidently. Okay, we don't have the key for that room yet, but now we do have a treasure room at least. We might get some gear here on this level. Let's auto-explore a little bit and see what we find. Okay, here's a door key. This is a very suspicious room. Is that a torch on the wall? Yeah. So there is a torch on the wall here, and this room is covered in grass. So what's probably going to happen is we pick up this key and the torch falls and lights everything on fire. I'm going to come back to this just in case we have something that can help us kind of mitigate the damage we're going to take from that. Whether it's... the conjurer's going problem, isn't it? Okay. Whether we can get... I don't know, I think levitation might help. I'm not sure. But definitely fire resistance, obviously, would be really helpful if we could find that in a ring form, or... I don't know if scrolls or potions in this game have that as a property. I'm not really sure. But we'll try to figure that out. Okay, there are jackals here. I'm going to back up so I can take them on one at a time. Monkey over here. I feel fine fighting that. Okay, that's the full level. Let's go ahead and go to the room up where the locked door is, because it's near water, and also I need to eat something. It's near water, so we can extinguish ourselves if we catch fire, and it also doesn't have any grass on the ground. Well, maybe it's just a better room because there's more water here. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's drink a potion. Potion to detect magic. So the good news about that is that we can see that all of the items in the treasure room are either uncursed or enchanted, which is good. And then also if we look in our inventory, we can see which things are cursed. So the war axe is cursed, which is unfortunate, but we can find a remove curse by the time that we can use an item of level 19 requirement. Aquamarine and brown potions are cursed. Gray potion is cursed, but all the other ones are blessed, or yeah, they're enchanted, which is just a standard way for a non-cursed potion to be. And then same with scrolls. All but this one are safe to read and activate. So let's go ahead and let's go for the crimson potion. Potion of speed. Okay. The pink potion. Potion of visibility. Okay. Just adding all the status effects to ourselves. Okay. So that one was a potion of strength, which means our strength is now just a 13, which will help if we get some good gear that we could upgrade. Let's drink the last safe potion. Potion of life, so increase our max health. That's fine. We now know what the potions of strength are, which is good. If we find any more, we can just drink them immediately. Let's read some of the safe scrolls and see what they are. This one is a scroll of sanctuary, which creates kind of a safe area around us. This one is a scroll of discord, which is there's no monsters to affect it, but it would turn them against each other basically if they were there. Scroll of identify, so now we can identify something. Let's go ahead and identify the silver wand because it's cursed, and I want to know if it's worth actually. Well, yeah, let's just do it. Wand of empowerment, but it's cursed. So what does that mean? Not sure what that means, actually. It might actually mean that it's bad to empower or to apply to an ally. We can try giving it to a monster and see what happens. Let's read the scroll. That's a scroll of shattering, which is going to open up the walls. So I'm kind of done with this identifying for now. I've just done too many of them. It's going to shatter all the walls in that room that we were in and make a bigger room. So I'm just going to pick up the key and head for the exit out this way as the walls shatter. I should be able to make it to safety. Yep, okay, there we go. Alright, so we got the key. Let's go check out the treasure room. And it looks like it's all rings this time. And they are all enchanted, right? Because they're rings, so there's no uncursed status for a ring. One is a ring of stealth, one is a ring of awareness, which shows you hidden secrets, traps, secret doors, and hidden levers. One is a ring of light, which is pretty useless. One is a ring of transference. Landing a melee attack while wearing this ring will heal you in proportion to the damage inflicted. Yes, this seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and use this. So equip E. And regain some health from the things things that we hit can be very, very good. So there's a bloat, but it's all the way over there. I do need to go over there now, I guess, because it's heading for the exit. So let's try to get closer to it and then throw a dart, and we'll run away from it as necessary. There's some jackals running around up there too. Okay, they're not causing any trouble for anyone right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go downstairs. Like I said, there's no experience in this game, so there's no real point in just forcing confrontations that don't get me anything. That Goblin Conjurer was caught in a hallway, which was really good for us. It couldn't really summon a lot of swords, and once we got close to it, it couldn't summon any swords between us and it couldn't escape because the swords were behind it, so that was very fortunate. Alright, there are a bunch of monsters down in that room, in that hallway, in that little tiny vestibule there. Let's just avoid that room for now. We can come back to it if we need to. Potion. Oh, I did pick up a potion of strength at one point, so let's go ahead and use that. We're at strength 14 now. Unfortunately, we don't have any gear that we can really make use of with that. The rapiers are 15. We'll take a penalty for using them, right? So it actually would decrease our accuracy and our damage because of the severity of the penalty right now. So we'll hope for one more potion of strength soon and see what we can find. That is a scarlet potion. Don't know what that is. Step into that room and see, are there still that many things? There's a kobold and a monkey. The monkey is sleeping. Can we... Yeah, we can sneak on the monkey. That's really good. And the downstairs are here, so we needed to go this way anyway. Where did that kobold go? Now that I've got it by itself, I'd like to dispatch it quickly before it causes more trouble. There's a toad over here. Let's fight that while it's here and knows we're here. I don't know where the kobold went. Oh, there it is. We haven't explored the left half of the map entirely, so... Oh, here's a bloat. This is a gas one? Yeah. So we will go ahead and throw a dart at it and then run away. And then we'll just chill... Oh, the gas went further than I thought it was going to go. It wears off eventually. This is a pink jelly. They're pretty annoying. When you slice them, they duplicate with fractions of the health they had when you hit them, so they're going to surround me in this hallway, which is not ideal, but if I can start killing them, I can kind of make a path for myself out of the hallway if I need to. Okay. That actually was pretty good. That was less troublesome than I thought it might be, but I also had that Ring of Transference giving me health back because I fought them, I guess, but they're a little bit scary sometimes when they duplicate like tons and tons of times, but... Okay, there is another scroll over here. There's an eel trying to fight me. And no reason to be fighting the eel, so let's just get out of here. Oh, I did not mean to walk into the deep water there, but that's fine. When you walk into deep water in this game, potions don't get flooded like they do in Nethack. They just fall out of your inventory into the water, and they can drift away into the currents. And it's possible they drift into shallow water somewhere. It's possible they drift into a pool of deep water, and you can't really get to them very easily. So it can be painful, but it's not quite as terrifying as falling into deep water in Nethack accidentally. Here's a goblin. I can probably take it out with a dart. No, not quite. Okay. Okay, let's go to the downstairs over here and then go back upstairs. And we have a lot of things that we haven't identified recently, so let's go ahead and find out what this last scroll that we have that we know is not cursed is. Scroll of magic mapping, which unfortunately means that we just wasted it on this level. But that's fine. There were no secret rooms, so I guess if there had been some, we would have known about that from that. But otherwise, let's try drinking a potion. It's a potion of fire immunity, which we really could have used earlier. The scroll of shattering ended up kind of working for us, though. And how about the lavender potion? That's potion of incineration. So this is actually the right order to drink those potions in. We are now immune to fire, and as the room incinerates, we can just kind of chill in our fire immunity. But that's enough potion exploration for now. Let's just go ahead and go downstairs. Keep moving. Potion of incineration. Oh, okay. There's some goblins here, and there's a goblin totem, which the goblin totem can be kind of troublesome. It can attack us directly with sparks that don't hurt for too much, but I mean, it's still an attack. But what's really scary about them is that generally there are goblins surrounding them that are worshipping, and if you get into a fight with the goblins that are worshipping, the goblin totem can actually heal them and shield them and give them other kinds of buffs as you're fighting, which can be really, really annoying. So you don't want to fight too many goblins around a totem unless you have like an ally or, you know, a way to kill them easily. But that turned out okay. Here's a banded male. It requires 15, we only have 14. But the penalty right now will result in the same armor rating we currently have, as long as we don't think it's cursed. I'm going to go ahead and equip it and see what happens. The banded male constricts around us painfully, so it is cursed, unfortunately. We won't be able to remove it. But what we can do is try to read one of these scrolls and see if maybe it's remove curse. It's a scroll of enchantment. So we will enchant the banded male, and that basically uncurses it. It also does, it still does remove the strength requirement, or lower the strength requirement, so nicely now we have the strength to wear it, which means that if it doesn't have any enchantments on it, because we removed the enchantments with the curse with the enchantment scroll, it will now give us an armor rating of 7, which is pretty sick. I'd like to have better at depth 5, but it's still better than we had at leather armor, which was, you know, 3 or whatever. So basically doubling our armor rating seems pretty valuable. I walked on a pressure plate. Let's find out what happens. A cloud of caustic gas is spraying up, so we need to run away, basically, and get out of the poison gas. We can probably kill this goblin, and then we can rest up in this room. Yep, okay. Another scroll of shattering. Could come in handy at some point if we get trapped somewhere. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to use the scroll of shattering for in the kind of like optimal game. There's a goblin conjurer across the pit, which is kind of annoying because it can summon, if it sees us early, it can summon swords from a long way away and send them towards us, but let's try to kill this eel. Okay, we killed the eel. Let's throw a dart at the goblin conjurer. Nice, okay. So the goblin conjurer is dead, and we got another potion of strength, which is very good. I am definitely going to try equipping. We know this rapier is just unenchanted, so I'm going to go ahead and it's going to increase our current damage by 9 and decrease our accuracy by 4. But it might have... Oh no, we know it doesn't have an enchantment. Let's go ahead and try the other one then. We'll see what happens. Oh, okay, it's also cursed, but that's fine. Because we still have Scrolls of Enchanting. So we're going to enchant this rapier. And it is now... we need to defeat 20 enemies to find out what it has on it. John Holden definitely experimenting with a new strategy, which is going grocery shopping while listening to the audio version of the Twitch stream, which is pretty impressive. I didn't know you could get that over LTE safely, so it's pretty good. I like that. The banded male we're going to find out pretty soon. 762 more turns until we find out what kinds of enchantments it has on it. Nice. And I saw like a lunge that we did with the rapier, so already it's paying off compared to the dagger. Oh wait, a rapier of mercy? Is that... glowing runes of mercy adorn the rapier. Sometimes when it hits an enemy, the enemy will be healed. Well, that's not very good. So let's go ahead and just equip the other rapier. I think that's worth it because it's only going to increase our current damage by 1%, accuracy 1% to use the Rapier of Mercy. So doesn't seem super worthwhile. So it's kind of a bummer. We still have one scroll of enchanting. If we can get our strength up a little bit, we could enchant the War Axe to... Oh, the War Axe is also cursed, yeah. The Frogger is also cursed, but... sorry, I couldn't resist the reference there. This is a Pit Bloat. It's going to create a hole, which I'm fine with. Oh, but I should not have to stand that close to it. Okay. One nice thing about how the mapping works in this game is that if you found the downstairs, then if you fall through a pit to the stair below, you have found the upstairs as well, so you can see where the upstairs is. I don't know how I get to that upstairs from here, but there's probably like a hidden door somewhere, or maybe I just need to have fire resistance to get to that lava. But I don't think they would do that to me. This acid mountain is coming for me. Acid mounds are pretty nasty in this game. They're sort of like acid blobs, but they corrode things much more reliably. So I'm actually going to unequip my armor, and I'm going to equip the leather armor. If I lose the rapier, it's not a huge deal, or no, I'm going to grab my weapon immediately if I do that. So I'm going to unequip the rapier and just punch it. It's hurting my leather armor, but I'm not planning on wearing that too much, so I don't really mind so much, and I'm taking less damage while that's happening. So as you can see, my leather armor is now minus 10, so just basically it has an armor of 0 by the end of that fight, so I can definitely just drop that leather armor, and I can put my banded mail back on. But yeah, the acid mounds are really brutal. If you let them corrode your gear, it can just be like killer. Basically ruin a game. So those goblins are coming for me. As you can see, this goblin's not going to come around the corner because he knows I'm waiting for it. But what I can do is I can throw things. So let's go ahead and throw. Oops. There we go. So it's kind of a weakness in their plan. Hide around the corner. Oh, I am out of daggers, or out of darts though. That one's almost dead, so I can just go around the corner and kill it. Oh, I didn't re-equip my rapier, but I'm just gonna commit now, since it takes a few turns to equip your sword. Hey Rosby, how's it going? So let's go ahead and put the rapier back on, and let's get this... Oh, we have a totem to deal with. I haven't seen that. Okay. There's also a spear here, which could be worth trying out. Increase your current accuracy by 3 and increase your current damage by 16. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, it doesn't seem to be cursed this time around. But yeah, how do we go back to the upstairs? Because I still wasn't done on level 5, and I'd like to have a chance to get more. Cracks begin snaking across the marble surface of the statue. What? I am not familiar with this. The statue shatters, and there is now an ogre charging through the rubble. So there's an ogre inside the statue? Interesting. The ogre can kill me in 3 hits, but it attacks slowly. So I'm going to try running away from the ogre, and then let's don't really have much to do with that, so let's just keep running away from it for now. We could try polymorphing it, but there is a doorway here. They will follow me up the stairs, yeah. And I am hungry right now, which is part of the problem too. Let's go ahead and just try the polymorph and see what happens. Could be good, could be terrifying. Wait, was the polymorph our last game? Oh, the polymorph was our last game. Let's throw the Potion of Incineration. We're standing on top of grass right now, that's not a good idea. I thought the ogre was supposed to be slow. Let's get some speed. Get away from the ogre. And then throw the Potion of Incineration at the ogre. Okay, the ogre caught fire, but I caught fire too. I'm not near any water at the moment. I'm no longer on fire. The ogre is still burning, so that's good, but I'm at half health. I could throw something else at it. Let's throw a different curse potion at it and see what happens. Potion of Hallucination, that's really good. We should be able to get away from it now, is my guess. Just have to get past all this fire. Oh, I should not have gone down this hallway, because now the ogre is coming for me. Let's throw another potion at it. Why not? We're on a potion quest right now. Oh, Potion of Paralysis. Excellent. So the ogre is now paralyzed. Oh, but it's spread and I'm paralyzed. The ogre caught fire again. If I can find somewhere to hide, that would be good. I'm in trouble. I kill it in 4 hits, but it can kill me in 2 hits. Can I burn the bridge into the ogre? If I had some way to reliably recreate fire, I would, but I don't have that. I still have one more potion I can throw, but I don't have distance on the ogre at this point, so it could be really bad. But I don't have a whole lot else going on, so let's. Oh, and the banded male is apparently. Nope. What is it? Burden? Is it slowing me down? 10% of the time it absorbs a blow, it will permanently become heavier. So that's really great. Let's go ahead and read this scroll, I guess. No, it really doesn't want me to read a curse scroll. Let's throw this last curse scroll and see what happens. It was a hole, which the ogre fell into, but then I fell into it, and now we both landed and took damage, and I am almost dead. I think I'm basically out of tricks as well. Oh, the ogre's running away. Oh no, it saw me again. Crap, this is not a good direction to go. I'm being chased by so many monsters right now. I'm at 5% health. And, time to read a scroll. I don't think I'm even gonna have time to read the scroll before something kills me. It was a scroll of teleportation. Oh my god. That was incredibly lucky. But there's an acid mound coming for me. If I can stay stealth, I know my stealth range is way too high. It's gonna see me. Yeah, it saw me. The best thing that I can do is let it ruin my armor, I think. Okay, I killed the acid mound. The banded male has gotten worse and worse. It's now requiring 16. Unfortunately, I ruined my leather armor earlier when I was fighting the other acid mound. Probably should have just fought it without any armor on. The transference ring gives back a surprising amount of health. I'm weak with hunger. I need to eat something. And then rest up. Jackal is coming in. And hopefully, oh, there's 3 of them. I'm in real trouble here. Yep, that's it. Okay, made it to depth 6, which is pretty good. I think that's tied for our best. It's actually the deepest we've ever been. So, not the best score we ever had, but we also just weren't really finding a whole lot of gear that we could use, so that's fine. Here's a staff. Once we find an enemy, we can find out what it is. Chainmail and a +1 Guardian Charm. That's a pretty good start. Can the chainmail, if we equip it right now, what does it do? Worst armor rating, so we need to get 1 piece of strength before we can really use it. And the Guardian Charm materializes a Guardian for 6 turns, and then we'll recharge him 508 turns. So we can kind of gain an ally temporarily to help us fight, which is pretty cool. But I would like to get that chainmail equipped soon. So let's auto-explore, try to get to this level, see what we can find. Scale mail. Oh, actually, that's got a really low requirement. We'll be able to... if we equip that right now, we will go to armor 4. So definitely equip that. It does not appear to be cursed, which is good. There's the downstairs right away. Pick up a scroll. Let's just see what all we can find. More scrolls. Jackals managed to sleep through that fight somehow, but we woke them up in the process of approaching them. And is that the whole? That's the whole level. So we managed to get 2 scrolls, 2 potions, and the piece of chainmail, or scale mail that we're wearing, as well as some chainmail. Let's go ahead and... I'm sorry, I don't have a way to reliably produce fire. People are asking me to make the explosive gas in the swamp rooms explode, but I would have to have a way to do that. If I got like a wand of fire or something, I would definitely try it out, but that kind of environmental stuff is pretty cool. I love the idea of being able to, like, you know, create a hole over some water where an eel is, and then the eel just kind of flopping around on the ground at the level below. Like, that kind of stuff is really, really neat, and not the kind of thing that you get C2. I mean, you can dig a hole in Nethack and it can affect things falling down and stuff like that, but I haven't managed to see, like, water-bound creatures that then are helpless on land and that kind of, like, I don't know, it's just interesting. And the way that, like, in Nethack, digging creates a hole, like, 1 square big. The fact that the bloats that create holes and the wand of depth, or whatever it's called, creates, like, a big pit in the ground is really cool. It's very dramatic. Alright, let's travel down here. Pick up a warhammer. Sure. It requires strength 20, so we won't be using that anytime soon. There's a monkey over here, and an eel. The eel may actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to back off from that eel. You can rest up though, as long as the monkey doesn't come back. Okay, that kobold is coming for us, so we will wait. Okay, good. It didn't actually know we were there. I'm not familiar with a door key being just, like, sitting in water like this. I don't know if it's a trap or not, but let's go ahead and pick it up and see what happens. The altar retracts in the ground with a grinding sound. It makes me think that something's going to happen, but I don't see anything just yet. Where's that eel? I really want to kill this eel, but it's just messing me up real bad. I just died. Oh my gosh. That jackal took care of me. Wow. Okay. That was sloppy. I was just trying to go too fast, but I feel like part of it is that this game, I don't see a lot happening in the early parts of it. I thought that you could get like treasure rooms and stuff on level 1 that could give you kind of promising starts on levels, but the last two nights that we played, the first couple levels are just, honestly kind of boring. It's not until you get to like level 3 and level 4 that you start seeing interesting things, and then around level 5 and 6 it gets really hard. And I mean, I guess Nethack is usually the same, but for whatever reason I just feel like there's a chance to find interesting things and to not know what they're doing, and using your pet to identify items and know they're safe to try out, like rings and armor and stuff. I like that aspect of the early game in Nethack. Just making use of your pet for various purposes to make the game kind of kickstart the game. Plus having that early branching point of like, did I go into the mines to get gear? Or am I not ready for that and I need to go level up in the dungeons? It's just kind of interesting to me. This is very linear. So, I don't know. There's a lot of really cool things about this game, but it makes me very impatient because of just how the pacing of it goes. And there's less. It's probably a more balanced game and like a safer game, but it's there's less drama, if that makes sense. I like the drama of Nethack. I don't know if that's silly or not, but I'm looking forward to getting back to Nethack after we finish these side quest things. I might take a break from side quests and go back to Nethack for a little bit when we get back from vacation. So I will be off streams next week. I will be in Chicago for a work trip. It's not really a vacation, I guess, but I won't be streaming for Tuesdays and Thursdays next week. So I'm still talking to a friend about possibly doing something in place of my normal stream, but I haven't gotten confirmation from him about whether it's going to work or not. So I will keep working on that and try to keep you updated. And we'll see what we can do next week while I'm basically offline for the public internet for most of the week. Roscoe asks, how many side quests do you have planned? I don't have a concrete, I just kind of have a list in my head of games that I'd be interested in checking out. And I have a few more ideas for things, and people have been giving me some suggestions that look really interesting. So, I don't know, there are probably like 3 or 4 more games that I'd like to try out on stream, but I've also done 2 weeks of this now, and I'm going to be off for a week, so when I get back I might try doing Nethack, and I might even try mixing up stuff within Nethack a little bit, and then we'll see, you know, kind of where it goes from there, but I don't know, we'll figure it out. If you're like dying for me to get, people are dying for me to get back to Nethack or whatever, please let me know. Or if you just really want me to play other games, I'm also open to just getting your feedback in general about how things are going and what you think of the side quest idea and stuff. Also, yes, do you always try them offline before you play on stream? You know, I have been. I mean, Rogue, I already had played, you know, a dozen games of before putting it on stream, just over the history of the game as it had been in development for the last 5 years. I played a game of it before, just one game of it before doing it on stream, like in the last, you know, month or whatever, but didn't have a ton of experience with it. And then Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup is I played through the tutorial basically, and then it has an extensive set of tutorials levels, and so I played through those, and then I played maybe like 2 or 3 runs of the game, just kind of in my free time to get ready for it and get used to the controls and stuff like that, to be able to talk to people about it. But I'm definitely not like trying to become an expert on these games before I play them. But I did feel like I was hitting a wall with Rogue last time, and I feel like knowing a little bit more about the value of items and the relative frequency with which you have to like, with which you have to just kind of use to identify things. It'd be interesting to watch you actually discover one on stream. Yeah, we could try that sometime. I don't know. That could work. I'm a little bit worried just because I feel like if I'm just dying over and over again and you're only seeing the first... Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the pit blow. It's going to create a hole. Good thing we know where the down staircase is, so we'll know where the up staircase is. I feel like in general, if I'm playing a game for the very first time on stream, it's not necessarily going to be as fun because, yeah, I'm going to be stopping to look things up. I'm going to be reading a lot of text that I otherwise can kind of skim over a little bit while you read it, and I think about what I'm going to do next. That's another pit blow. Oh my god. Let's try to... Oh, it hit the goblin instead. Okay. Defeated the goblin. I'm going to hit the pit blow. Created a hole. Yeah, so if I'm playing a game for the first time, part of it too with roguelikes and permadeath and stuff is just like, if I fail, I have to start over, and you see the first like 10 minutes of the game like 20 times in a row. It can be fun, I guess, but also I think it can kind of boring for some people, so I'm kind of sensitive to that. And I've been trying to watch some other streamers recently, and one of my favorites, Day 9, I was watching him play a really complicated game, and I was just sitting there and I was like, you know, I would really like this stream so much more if he had just like played the game for a couple hours before putting it on stream. And I know some people like the experience of watching streamers discover things, but like with games that are really complicated, I think it just benefits from the streamer knowing at least a basic amount about it, so they can kind of breeze through the menus and tutorials and stuff in a way that sitting there and watching someone like click through menus can be kind of excruciating. Okay, that's the staircase up, so let's go back up to level 2. We hadn't really finished there. There's a key, which I can use. I wasn't sure if there would be a trap, so I was just kind of wary of picking up the key right away, but we have cleared out most of the level now, so let's go ahead and go back to where that key is. Okay. And see if we've set off some sort of trap or whatever. You hear a deep rumbling noise as the floor begins to collapse. So the floor in that room over there is collapsing, which means... Oh, nope, it's over here too. Yep, we're gonna fall down. That's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of flavor just in the sense of it, like giving you little text across the bottom of the screen as you walk around. It's pretty cool, and the nice animations in the water and the lava and stuff makes it feel a little bit more alive. Like not quite as static of an environment that you're stuck in. But yeah, the week that I'm going to in Chicago, it's like a company sort of retreat thing, and the first 3 days of it are this hack week sort of a thing that we have, and I get to work on basically whatever I want, which is pretty cool. Some people in past years have made like video games because they wanted to learn how to use game engines. They didn't actually do anything related to their job or anything, so the app I'm going to work on is tangentially related to work. It's kind of related to the culture of our team and stuff, but I'm going to do some Slackbot stuff, I think, which will be really fun. And I'm also hoping to work on a kind of secret project I've been working on for the last week or two, so to see if we can get something that I can show you all with that side project, because this secret project is not related to work at all, and I might be able to actually show it off on stream at some point, so I am hoping to have some news there when I get back, but we'll see how far I get with it. So the key that we picked up is this treasure room here, and it's kind of disappointingly just full of wands, but let's see. A staff of blinking can be really useful. I think they're kind of common, but we haven't seen one yet, so it might be worth picking up. Basically, it lets you teleport, but it's a controlled teleport, so you can target the staff to a particular point a certain distance away, up to 6 spaces, and then if it's a trainer, it gets to 8 spaces. And so it can get you across a fire that gets set, or like if the floor is collapsing, you can blink your way across to where it's safe to walk. So that's kind of cool. We also have a staff of poison, a staff of entrancement. They will mindlessly mirror your movements. You can use the effect to cause one creature to attack another to step into hazardous terrain. but the spell will be broken if you attack the creature under the effect. It works for 9 turns. That seems kind of valuable, but might be... I don't know. I feel like it's sort of an edge case, like where it will actually come in handy in rooms with pits or lava or fire or... I don't know. Staff of Obstruction. This is actually really cool. I've seen this on a video that I watched to learn a little bit about the game. The Staff of Obstruction basically makes like these green crystals kind of shoot out in this like kind of arc bubble sort of pattern, and you can aim it somewhere and create like a crystal tomb. For the purpose, for the length of time that crystal is on the ground, it's basically an impassable object, and anything that's stuck inside the crystal can't move or can't act. So you can obstruct yourself and just lock yourself inside crystal, and you can heal back up if you have regeneration. But you can also do it to enemies and like run away from them or try to get some regeneration in on yourself while you walk around or whatever. So that can be pretty cool. The blink seems good. The obstruction seems good. We can always put these back if we don't use them up. The entrancement, what if you use have entrancement on yourself? I would guess that it just doesn't do anything, but it doesn't really say. It does say creatures. Maybe it's not. You can't even use it against yourself. And the poison, obviously, you know, we can hit a creature and do damage to it over time. I'm gonna go for the obstruction. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Give it a shot. Saw a rat, but it's really far away, so... Oh, it's coming around this way. Okay. Another rat. Fight it. Shouldn't be a problem. And we'll go down to level 3. So we've actually already seen most of level 3, but we can use Auto-Explore to map out the rest of it. There's a Conjurer coming for us, but in this hallway it's much less of a concern. Although it's running into this door.
First demo C radio.
There we go. Okay.
Online.
Took out the Conjurer.
Online.
I need to eat something. There's nothing down here, and this whole level is explored now. So let's go ahead and go to the exit. I don't remember if there's anything else in this level that's really going to cause trouble for us that we know about, but let's just head... Okay, there we go. These goblins are guarding something. They're guarding a captive ogre. So 3 goblins is a little bit much. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. Let's go ahead and see how this staff works. So aim it, and we managed to obstruct 2 of them, or sorry, 1 of them, and also ourselves. But 2 of them are kind of wandering around. So I'm safe inside the crystal, but it will wear off after some time, so while we're here, we'll just rest. Okay, we're out of the crystal already. Crap. Let's try to kill... Oh, nice. That one wasn't looking for me because it had just gotten out of the crystal. Shoot. I'm probably going to die to this goblin. Do I have anything else I could use? I could try a scroll and hope for enchantment, or hope for teleportation. I could try the wand that we have. I could drink a potion. Let's drink a potion. It was potion of strength, but that didn't matter. Okay. So I think I'll probably stop there for tonight. It's getting pretty close to the time I would need to stop anyway, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. That is Brogue. We've played 2 sessions of that now, and talked about it a little bit as we were playing, but, you know, just in general, I think it covers a lot of ground from kind of a modern interpretation of what Rogue kind of accomplishes as a game. You know, it has a lot of the same themes and mechanics. You're going after the Amulet of Yendor, and you have scrolls and potions and wands and staves. I kind of find it interesting that it's so simple, that there's like no classes, you start with the same items every single game. It's kind of tempting to keep playing with it, and it's only 20. I think it says 26 levels, 23 levels when you start the game to get the amulet. So it should be. I would assume that means it's a lot shorter than Nethack if you actually ascend. But I don't know that for sure, obviously. Auto Explorer also speeds up the early game if you're lucky, if it doesn't just kill you if you're reckless like me. But yeah, it's really cool. You should definitely check it out. It's totally free. You can download it. It's open source and everything. I can show you the website so you know what it looks like, although you can just Google for Rogue game, and has a very fancy Google site. But it's actually written for Mac first, but the Windows and Linux ports work totally great. And there's a tile version you can download for Windows and Linux maybe too. I think for some reason there's no Mac build for the tiles. I think maybe just Windows. And we showed off the tiles on Tuesday night's episode, which is on YouTube if you want to check it out. So yeah, there's very few stats in the game. There's a wisdom stat that you don't really see very much, but it has to do with what you see as far as hidden things and hidden items, things like that. And then the stealth stat, the strength stat, and the armor stat, and that's pretty much it. So it's very stripped down in some ways, but then the variety of things you can find in terms of wands and potions, I would say potions are pretty close to in line with what kinds of potion effects there are in Nethack, but the wands and staves have all kinds of really interesting things. The rings have kind of some interesting effects and things like that too. And then the fact that when you find an enchanted or runed weapon, it has a very special effect. Like you saw that I found that runed armor, it was cursed, so it had a bad effect, but every time that it took damage, there was a 10% chance it got heavier. Things like that, just really unique sorts of magic items that give it the sense that you're finding these really valuable artifacts in a way that Nethack has the artifacts that you can gain by presenting enough offerings to your god and then praying to your god and then you grant you an artifact or whatever. And there's the artifact, there's the quest item you can get from doing the quest as a character, which I hope I can show you sometime. I still haven't managed to do that on stream yet. But yeah, just the idea that you can find these unique artifacts in the game, just kind of randomly, in treasure rooms and on the ground even. It's kind of cool. It's pretty neat that there are things that are so useful. There's some tips here. You can check it out. I probably missed some of these. There's probably something useful in here that I could have used. I forgot this is on here. I read this a long time ago when the game started. There's probably some good stuff in here that we should go over if you're interested in playing the game more. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I definitely recommend playing more Brogue, and I probably will too in the future. I might not do it on stream. Maybe if people want to see more of it later in the future. But that's probably enough of it for now, just to give you a sense of what it's trying to do. So thanks a lot for watching tonight. I hope you had a good time. Oops, that's not the right one. There you go. So we'll wrap up here. As always, feel free to follow on different social things if you want notifications and content in general. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. And anything else to say? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. Until next time, keep hacking those brogues and maybe even hacking those nets when we come back. And be seeing you.